this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up your DAP social login page. Now, if you already have a login page and you're using the DAP login shortcode on that page, then you can replace that with the DAP social login shortcode. But what I suggest you do is before you replace your existing login shortcode, first test the DAP social login shortcode, make sure everything works and your social login page looks fine. And only after you're done with that, then you can copy your social login shortcode onto your current login page, and you can just replace whatever shortcode you have on your current login page with the DAP social login shortcode. So I'll show you how to do that. But first, go to WordPress admin pages, add a new page, and you can just call it test social login or whatever you want to call it. And then you can then click on this SL editor icon, which you will find under the visual editor tab, and you can use that to create your social login shortcode. Now, if you're using a theme, for example, Optimize Press, and they have their own live editor, and say you are not finding this there, then what you could do is just use a regular WordPress editor and generate the shortcode there, and then you can copy and paste the generated shortcode wherever you want. Okay, so now let me show you what happens when you click on this social login icon right here. When you click on the SL editor icon, it's going to bring up this pop-up, and you can select your login template and customize your login form on this page. Now, step one in the setup process is to first enter your Facebook API key and Facebook API secret. Now, I have covered this in detail in a different video, so if you have not watched it yet, be sure to watch it. You need to generate a Facebook API key and API secret for every domain. You only have to do this once per domain. So if you have done it once, then it's going to be pre-populated here. If you have not done it yet for this domain, or whatever domain you're using the DAP social login plugin on, then you have to do it once. So I suggest that if you have not done that already, to do that first before you continue with the setup. Now, after you get your API key and secret from Facebook, you have to enter that in your DAP setup config page. So go to your DAP admin setup config page, look for social media credentials, and enter your API key and your Facebook secret right there and update. Now, once you have saved it, the editor will know that it exists, so it's going to pick it up from the DAP config automatically. So be sure to create this and set it up before you start setting up your login page. After you enter your Facebook API key and secret, next step is to select your login template. So if you are generating the login template for a sidebar, say yes in this drop down, and if you want to generate it for page, that's the default here, then it should be set to no, and it will give you the page templates. Now, there are currently these templates, but this can change because we might be adding more templates. So you can select whatever template you like. You can click on this preview button to see a preview of the template to see how it looks, and if you like it, you can just click on use this template and then continue. You can customize the template completely. Everything that you see here is completely customizable. So this heading, for example, enter your login credentials, it's coming from here. If you don't like it, if you want to change it, you can change it right here. The placeholders, enter your email, enter your password, everything is customizable. So you will find all the settings here if you look at this here, placeholder text, login header text, and all of that information is, everything is customizable. So what I suggest you do is before you start customizing, select the default options just to test it and make sure everything works, and you might just like the default settings. In that case, you don't have to customize anything. And if you want to then change something, then come back to the editor, and I will show you how you can, if you already have set up a login page or a login shortcode, then how you can make the editor remember your previous settings. I will show you that in a bit. But basically, you first select whether it's a login or a page template, select your template, and then customize it if you want to, otherwise. And here you can customize your color and all the other CSS settings. So yes, I want to use the defaults, it will use the defaults, but if you want to customize the style, for example, background color, login button text color, background color, all of that is, you can select it, use the color picker to select it, change it to whatever you want. And then the membership settings. You can enter the URL of the page where you want your users to be redirected when they log in. Now by default, if you don't enter anything here, the DAP social login will automatically pick up the post login from the DAP setup config page. So basically it knows what DAP is configured to do when a user logs in. So it will just use those settings. But if you want your login page or your DAP social login page to redirect users to a specific page when they log in, then you enter the URL of the page where you want them to be redirected. And when they log in, they will automatically land on that page, regardless of how they log in, whether they log in using email password or whether they log in using login with Facebook, they will always end up on that post login page. So this is the URL of the page where you want your users to land after they log in. When your users visit the login page and click on the login with Facebook button for the very first time, they're going to be presented with a few messages to complete the account linking process. So they do have to identify themselves once using their email password credentials, so DAP will know who they are, and then the linking of their Facebook account with their membership account will be completed. So when they click on the login with Facebook button, they are going to see a few messages to complete the account linking process. And the messages that they see can be customized. You can even enter HTML in here. So for example, this message says, to link your Facebook account with your membership account, please click on OK here, log into your membership account once. And if your accounts are linked, then going forward, you can log in with one click of the login with Facebook button. Now you can change this message to whatever you want for your members. It's completely customizable. And when I show you how this works and when this message shows up, it will be more clear to you, and then you can customize this message. So as I mentioned before, instead of customizing everything first create the login shortcode, test it, and test the user experience yourself and see what kind of messages you get. And then you can come back and change the messages to whatever you want it to be. Now, when your visitors visit the login page, but they're already logged in, then they're going to see this message. And this is similar to what happens currently. If your logged in members visit your current login page, they're going to see this message. But this message is completely customizable. You can change it to whatever you want. And these text here, please wait message, your account is being merged, or the login header text. This is the message that's displayed during the account linking process. Again, this will be more clear to you when you actually test it, or when I show you when these messages are shown to your, will be shown to your users. So I will show you that, and then it'll be more clear to you. So you don't have to change any of this. You can come back and change it later. And there is a new option that we have. It's called tracking. And basically what this will allow you to do is completely track the flow. So you will know how many users visited your login page and how many of those clicked on the login with Facebook button, and how many were actually had already completed the account linking. After they clicked on Facebook with login button, they automatically got logged in because they had previously completed linking. And how many of those actually were doing it for the first time, so they clicked on it, they completed the account linking process. You will know where they are bailing out. So there's some detailed tracking stats that you can see, and I will show you that shortly. But that option is there, and by default it's enabled. That tracking is enabled for your login page. But if you're doing it on a sidebar, because the sidebar is going to be there probably on all of your pages, so by default, if you're generating it for a sidebar and you have set sidebar yes, then you will notice the tracking is disabled by default because we don't want too much logging. But if you want to enable it for your sidebar as well, you can certainly do that by setting it to yes. So you can check your login stats in WordPress admin under DAP social login tracker. And basically you can search by date. You can also search by pages, and we will add other options as well in future based on user feedback. We might allow you to search by IP address. And basically what this will allow you to do is you can completely track how many people are using your regular login, basically the email password based login, the traditional login, and how many people are actually using the Facebook based login. And if they're using the Facebook login, then how many are actually completing the account linking process and how many are bailing out. So when you see already linked here, it means these users are repeat users. They visited the page already, completed the account linking, so visits will increase, and they would have clicked on FB login, so FB login clicks would have increased, and then nothing else would have increased because all the numbers are about account linking and they have already completed it. So it will skip all this and it will increase the already linked count. So by looking at already linked number, you will see how many users have actually already connected their Facebook account with their membership account. So it's a great way to track how many users you have of your social login. And if you see that people are clicking on the FB login, bailing out because they got the account linking, they didn't accept it, or they accepted it but didn't complete it, then you know that maybe the messaging is not correct. So you have an option to go back and update your messaging in the editor and show them a different message so they feel more comfortable completing the account linking process. Now, after you have completed filling up the form and everything is set for your login form, you have selected your template, you have decided to go with defaults, or you have decided to update the messages, whatever the case may be. Once you're done with that, then you can just go ahead and click on insert. When you click on insert, it's going to show you the entire shortcode on your WordPress page. Now all you have to do is publish the page and your social login is going to be ready to be used.